You and I've had this conversation. You say that yourself. You've already got this plethora of identities in your environment. How are you going to care for that? How are you going to clean it up? Right? Because it's there. But what are you doing about it? And I've seen some novel things that people are doing, and I'm eager to learn more, but there are some CISOs and some CIOs that are giving non-human identities employee IDs. Have you heard about anything like that? Yeah.
Yeah, I have. Yeah, I
Yeah.
have. That's
So
because
you're, yeah,
they're entered into the directory system. So
right,
Active Directory, they're using it that way, and they say, and if they have APIs, they have other machines, and people are basically entering them and treating them as a human being when they're not a human being, and
right.
that's not necessarily going to be a best practice. And it just seems the path of least resistance for many of these folks out here. So as they're standing up these agents, they're going to have their own personas, their own roles and responsibilities, and their ability to deal with them in an autonomous way. Having an identity controlled based access to them to deal with authentication seems to be the best way to go. But the thing is, you can't just give them a human ID. You can't give them a card and then suddenly expect, because that can be turned against you and weaponized against you. I mean, some of these agents can be taken over pretty quickly if people know what they're doing. You're able to get into the agent. Obviously, we're publishing the protocols and communications on how to get them with NCP and able to exploit those channels. And if they weaponize it and turn it against us, and these things have some authentication, your ability to kind of get into the major assets, you're toast. And I don't think that people are considering that stuff. And I think that's going to be a major, discussion point. And, should, how are we going to deal with these non-human things that really carry a lot of weight and are able to function like a human being?